Alright, we'll just jump right into it here. Gotta open the film back. There are two sets of light seals on this. There's light seals on the door, and there's also light seals on the film holder, only on one side, as you'll see later on in the video. So let's get started here, cleaning the tracks out. I have a little piece of bamboo. You could use a toothpick. I found later there's like I guess it's bamboo for fingernails, and also tweezers are a big help. Once you get all the tracks cleaned out, you still have the sticky glue from the old light seals. I use denatured alcohol. I use 91% alcohol. Some people say lighter fluid. This seemed to work pretty well. You just need to loosen up the glue and scrape out as much as you can. You're not going to get it all, but get the best surface you can get. Take your time. The more time you take, the better off you'll be. Some sections are definitely a lot more stubborn than others, harder to get to. This part on the door was easy to get a nice and sopping wet with the alcohol, because it was kind of a big divot, and it cleaned up pretty well. I spent probably 3.5 hours doing the light seals on two backs and the camera. Like I said, the bulk of it is cleaning out the old glue. Somebody did put newer light seals, and they were just like cheap craft store foam, not proper light seal material. And though it didn't leak, I figured, let's start out fresh. The foam is cheap, about $10 for each pack, and that's just cheap insurance, and it'll last another 20 years. I think cleaning the rotating back was probably the easiest. The tracks are, nice and wide, easy to get to. Right here is where they had light seals in the wrong spot, because the door has light seals for this area, not the back. Here's the rotating back, all cleaned up as best I could get it, and we'll be putting light seals in it in a few minutes. Here comes the light seal material, two different kinds. There's 2mm, and then there's 1.5mm. For trimming the light seal material, I used a Teflon cutting board. I used a metal straight edge from a framing square. Worked out real well, keeps the razor blade sharp for longer. And near the end, it was getting a little dull cutting through it, but it lasted through the whole project. You could also use a piece of wood. I just had this on hand, figured it would help the blade hold up the best, so I didn't have to keep switching blades. Okay, it's time for install. At first I felt it would be better off just leaving most of the backing on the sticky part of the light seal. These things are super sticky. I found that it was just easier to peel it all the way off because the backing kind of made the light seal twist, and that's one of the hardest parts, is seeing what you're doing. Good flashlight always helps, and keeping the light seal material straight because it likes to stick to the side of the groove. But take your time, you can get it in there. It's really not that hard, and it worked out pretty good. Once you get your light seal material all the way in the track, just go right down the track, press it in there, make sure she's seated in. Like I said, it's very sticky and it will probably hold, but I just felt just a little extra. Make sure it's seated in there, and then once the door closes, that'll finish setting it in, and you'll be good to go. Alright, don't try this at home, but this was the easiest way to separate the foam from the backing. You're working with little tiny pieces, so it just helped get the very tip start to peel away, and it kind of stuck to the blade, and then you're able to grab it and get it right off there. This is one of the areas it was really hard to keep the foam from twisting. It's just wants to stick to the sides, so take your time with this part. This is the fingernail thing I was talking about. It has a point on one end, flat edge on the other, and it actually helped out being able to use both sides. But keep it nice and straight, and you'll be okay. Here, each side of the back has two different size pieces, one shorter than the other. So you'll notice there'll be a nice square track, and you'll see where it goes. Here's the rotating back, new light seals. Up on the bottom end there, I used a thinner piece. Most of it's 2mm. I used 1mm on the one section of it. You'll notice it as you peel it out. Here's the new light seals on the film back door. Nice and pretty. Much better than what they had on there. Here's the light seals in the film back, the holder itself. Like I said, they're probably the toughest ones to do. But everything's nice and solid. Here we're going to get to work on the mirror bumpers. Take note, they are tapered. Also take note that each side is going to be an opposite of the previous side, because there's a straight side and a tapered side, so make sure you cut them opposite of each other. These are pretty hard to get in, as you'll see here. The light works real well, and I fiddled with this for quite a bit because it's so sticky. It sticks to the tweezers. You'll see in a second, I finally noticed if you grab just the actual foam and not the sticky back, it's much easier and just drops right in. This is just wanted to show you all the trouble I had, trying to get it in there. And then this is where I had just the foam, and drops right in. Take your time pressing it down. Don't push too hard. Yeah. You're talking delicate camera parts. And be a nice buffer for the mirror slab. There's the other side installed. And we'll push that down, and we're almost there. Last but not least is where the light seal goes on the camera body for the rotating back. Pretty easy to spot where that goes. Camera cut out, but you see where it goes. Thanks for watching, and I wish you luck with your adventure on doing your light seals. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like bell, and share the video. Thank you.